I moved back in this RV almost 2 years ago while working a full-time job. About a year and a half ago, I decided to remove the RV fridge and install a residential fridge. This isn't a first impression video, this is a long-term verdict. If you're deciding to go full-time, this decision is probably more important than you realize. I didn't remove the RV fridge because it was broken. I removed it because it didn't fit my lifestyle, my cooking needs, and frankly, how I live. RV fridges are built for weekend trips, the occasional camping trips, a few days possibly off-grid, and they're efficient in that context. And I live here every day. I work 40 hours a week, and I grocery shop like I'm feeding an entire family. There's a couple things I didn't like about the RV fridge. It didn't cool consistently. The recovery time when you did open the door to get it back down to cold was very slow. The other problem I didn't like, or the other problem I had, was that most of my vegetables would last a day or two. Another problem was the storage space was limited. The freezer was extremely small. And when you're cooking regularly, this adds friction to your daily routine. The first thing I noticed with the change was consistency. It cools like a house fridge, because frankly it is. The temperatures remain stable. It has a much faster recovery time, more usable storage, better freezer capacity, and I even has ice built into this, although to be fair, I did with my RV fridge as well. I can meal prep multiple meals. I can store leftovers. Vegetables actually last. When you work full time, you don't want to think about whether your fridge is doing its job. A lot of people ask how much of a pain it was to replace the RV fridge with the residential fridge. And to be honest, it wasn't that big of a task. The biggest was to figure out how to get them in and out. A lot of people in a diesel pusher setup were saying that I needed to remove the front windshield, and I refused to do that. So what happened is we went out this window with the old fridge and in this window with the new fridge. The old fridge, I had to remove the doors off of it to slide it out the window. And on the new fridge, same thing. I had to take the doors off, slide it in this window, let it sit for 24 hours before you actually plug it in to get it to work. It was a weekend project. There was a little modification in the setup. The new fridge was a little bit taller than the previous fridge, so I had to cut some of the base out and do a little modification there, but other than that, it slipped right in the same spot. I had a 110 volt plug-in on the back of mine on the old fridge because I had an ice maker. This new fridge, I just plugged it right in, and it was already wired up to the inverter, so it made that setup pretty easy. But if you don't have that, running power to that location isn't that big of a deal, especially if it fits the needs and wants that you have in regards to your food, cooking, and saving money. Now, making this switch only makes sense if you have reliable power. About 80% of the time, I'm hooked up full time, so this works for my setup. If you boondock regularly or consistently, then that might not be the change for you, unless you have reliable power. In my system, I have 600 amp hours of lithium batteries, so going off grid and boondocking isn't really an issue with a residential fridge. After a year and a half of a residential fridge in my rig, I don't regret it. It's been reliable, it's made cooking easier, and it saved me money by not wasting food. For full-time living with stable power, hooked up, or a good electrical system, an RV fridge is the way that I would go. You know, here's the part I don't really think about, is that I don't think about the fridge anymore. I don't worry about if my food's going bad or that I need to hurry up and cook it. I don't worry about when I'm at the grocery store if I have room for it. The fridge is huge. The freezer is even bigger. I keep frozen food all the time, especially now that prices are high. When I'm at the grocery store and something's on sale, I buy it. And if it's buy one, get one free, I buy it and I make room for it because the freezer and the fridge are 3 times the size of the RV fridge that I took out. I do have friends that still have the RV fridge, and I do like them, but I know that this fridge is working and I don't worry about it. It can actually freeze ice cream. Try that with an RV fridge. And to be honest, when I really think back about it, it wasn't about the refrigerator. It was about getting an appliance that I use daily that works for me. If you're retired and moving around constantly, maybe the RV fridge isn't the right fit for you. But if you're grounded and staying put for a while, the RV fridge is the direction I'd go. If you're considering full-time RV while keeping a full-time job, 8 to 5 or so, you've got to think in systems. You've got to think consistency, think long-term, and actually how you live, not how you imagined it. That's what this channel is all about.